Good morning, awesome people. Another wonderful Monday, a very hot one here in Melbourne. I'm officially back home. Last week I was back home and hosting this coffee chat from here. However, it was as if I was up in the air because for those of you that don't know, I was traveling all over Australia, back and forth a few times to Adelaide and over a 10-day period and completed my 12 events in 10 days, which was quite intense in the end. I did spend most of the weekend actually. Thank you. There is people who've joined us via Periscope, just saying congrats. Yeah, look, I spent the whole weekend sleeping and mucking around with the family so that now I'm refreshed and ready to tackle. I have a desk full of papers right here that I need to get through, and basically I have a lot of admin work because lots of follow up with people that I have connected with. So, guys, 9 a.m. it's today, and Monday morning, start of October. Time to do your bookkeeping if you haven't done your bookkeeping, and that's something that I religiously do in the very first week of a month. I told Stuart, come on, it's time to do the bookkeeping, and he goes, "What date is it?" I said, "It's the 4th." So that's on our to-do list this week. Now, I can't, hey, how you going? I can't see everyone when you're posting up comments on Periscope because I'm actually kind of watching here as well because I'm online on GoToWebinar as well. But I'll do my best to catch it from the side of and I'm getting lots of hellos from Turkey, San Francisco, I think the UK and all of those sort of places. So great to see. This is quite a lot of people sending me lots of love hearts via Periscope. Okay, how does this go? We've got 30 minutes together. We go through welcoming brand new members into our Ultimate Business Support group. There's people from England, Istanbul, and all sorts of places. All right, so Ultimate Business Support is a Facebook group for those of you that don't know on Periscope. So you can join our community there. We have clicked over 11,000 members, and we meet up every Monday morning around this time for half an hour for some awesome business insights, sharing, masterminding, and basically just getting our week started so that we have all the energy. Speak slowly, please. I'm sorry, but that's the way I speak. And you can watch the recording later again. And maybe if you're not Australian, this is how we speak over here. Plus, I have a bit of an accent. All right, so a little bit of a tip on using social media. By the way, those of you that are on GoToWebinar, please feel free to use the questions box because I never plan what I'm going to talk about in this morning's. Things come up and basically we go off on one tangent, and before we know it, the morning's over, but we've learned lots of cool things. And we do start off with the social media tip because I always like to help people use our community group better, but I also would like them to succeed in making their businesses successful. Sorry, I can't actually comment on Periscope, but when you guys are saying hi, I will only respond to business questions because otherwise we'll waste a lot of time. Okay. Cool. So social media tip. I was having a conversation with a client last week and he said, "Oh, Nat, my social media is not working all that well. What is it that I'm doing wrong?" And I said, "Okay, well, let's look at what you have posted in your feeds and see what kind of interactions you have had." And what I noticed that a lot of his posts were highly removed from his personality. Like this particular person's quite friendly. He's a really interesting guy, really funny guy, and they were quite if I can say non-social posts. So I said to him, check out a couple of the posts that you have done around your life and what you've been doing every day. It was very interesting. They were dressed because he's German and him and his wife were dressed in a cool Oktoberfest outfit. And so I said, look at this post. You've got 80 likes and about 25 different comments. And I said, it's because you've shared a little bit something about you, what you're doing every day. And people are liking that. Now, initially, I said people need to get to know you and like you before they're curious about what you do with your business. So realistically, I said, even though you're going on business groups on social media, I strongly recommend that you actually also share a bit of who you are. So the question to ask yourself is: are you sharing a bit of who you are on social media? Are you personalizing your posts and kind of bringing people into your life, painting a little bit of a picture as to what is going on day to day, and quirky things that are happening. Like, for example, we have been building a pool here in our backyard, and those that are on Periscope, I'll be able to show you through my office window. The sun's on it, but it's all concreted. And yesterday we were playing with the kids and actually hosing each other down, because apparently twice a day we have to hose the pull down, and so for the concrete to cure before they come back and finish it. So we're sharing little things like that, and I think my husband put the photos of the two kids being in the pool in the deep end, and they looked like little ants in it. It was really funny. That got like about 150 people interaction. So my tip for you this morning is have a look at this week how you're interacting with people, and what kind of reactions are you getting from them. Are you constantly talking about your business and pitching, or are you getting social with them? Because realistically, especially on Facebook, this may be a little bit different on LinkedIn, but especially on Facebook, it is a more social, personal social media platform, so the language needs to be different. Talking about language, every single platform has a different language of how you communicate with people, whether it's short and snappy like Twitter, whether it's live broadcast like Periscope, or LinkedIn, a little bit more official, and you're connecting through people. So that was my little social media insight. Do make sure that you are sharing a bit of yourself and your life and what you're doing, and respond to people promptly. All right, so now I shall open up the floor to any questions that you guys have around business. I mean, I kind of already hit it off a little bit on bookkeeping, and it's that time of the month to do bookkeeping, so I might elaborate a little bit more on that, and the mindset around finances and money when you actually start out in business, and what I used to do. And in that meantime, please think up of some questions. Use the question box. You can use Periscope and type in a question there. I'll catch it from the side of my eye. But please post some comments. All right, so here we go. When I started out in business, my very first mentor said to me, Nat, you need to document everything that's coming in and going out. And as you can imagine, a lot of the time in the early days in business, a lot more things are going out than coming in. But what I got in the habit of doing is having this, what I called it, is a weekly dashboard. And at the top, I would have my income. It was just a spreadsheet done up in Excel, the income, and at the bottom, the expenses, and then obviously just the balance for the week. And he said to me, get in the habit of just doing it weekly. So on Sunday night, I would sit down and I'll go, okay, well, what income has come in? And a lot of the time that area was left blank. And then what expenses have gone out, whether it was at a networking event, whether I bought something specific for the business. And I would do that religiously every single week. Now that got me really good at, keeping the finger on the pulse in terms of how much money was coming in and going out. The second thing I did was that I started what I called a marketing activities dashboard. And that was another spreadsheet, a very easy to manage spreadsheet, where I put down what kind of activities did I do to bring clients in or to get people interested in my business. Was it that I went out to 2 events that week? Was it that I made 5 phone calls? Did I put up an ad somewhere? Did I create what else? Gosh, there were so many different things that I used to do that didn't work, but I would note them down. And so one column was that what date I did it, the other column was what the activity was, and the third column was the outcome. Obviously, sometimes outcomes would not eventuate for a little while. Sometimes it might be weeks until you have an outcome of a certain marketing activity, but then I would go back. I used to keep them in like display book, the one that has plastic pockets, and I could flip through them quite easily to see what each week had been. And pretty much one or two display books fitted for the whole year. So I did that for pretty much 2.5 years, until the point in time that I needed to get my own, obviously, system, whereby like MYOB first aid edge. That's what I use for my bookkeeping. I know some bookkeepers roll their eyes over and so should be on zero and all that sort of stuff. But my own accountant said, Nat, if you're comfortable with that system, you've been using it now for many years and you're very accurate, just keep going with it if it's not annoying you. So I use that particular system and I got trained on how to use it. So I actually employed a bookkeeper to train me. I didn't want others to do it for me. I wanted to do it myself. Now, you may think, oh, I can't think of anything worse than to use, do my own bookkeeping. But for me, what it does is like when Stuart and I finish doing it in that first week of the following month, we really know what's gone in, what's gone out. We look at the whole year and we really ask ourselves the question, where are we at? What do we want to do? And are we spending too much or are we making lots of sales? So even though I have a general idea of what's going on throughout the month, it's always really, really important to do the proper number crunching and see what the real numbers are telling you. Please don't ignore this part of your business. As I said, I started when there was pretty much nothing coming in for a long time, and that was a great habit to get into. So bookkeeping week this week. Another thing that's happening, and I don't know if you have done it. I haven't done it yet. Naughty me, is that I haven't set my last 90-day goals for the year. So we are 5th. We're 5th of October. And in my diary on the 30th of September, it says set the last 90-day goals, because I do set goals religiously every 90 days. And obviously, if I'm a week out, that's okay. But I know that is on my to-do list this week. So there is 90 days to go till the end of the year. You can achieve something significant because it's a long enough period to achieve something significant and short enough so you don't lose sight of what you're doing. For those of you that have purchased my Ultimate 2016 Success Planner, I'm waiting for some people from the airport to ring me and tell me that it has arrived, like pretty much any day now. The designer and also the guy that printed it for me over in Macedonia said that it was sent about a week ago. We should get it and get that phone call to go pick it up. So I will be posting those out in a little bit. Especially, okay, Lorraine says, especially if you attend my workshop this Friday, how to get your shit together before Christmas. So Lorraine has a workshop. Where are you hosting that workshop, Lorraine? By the way, guys, last week I was telling you how I hadn't filled my last spot in the VIP Marketing Day. Well, that is full now. So we have a fully booked VIP Marketing Day, actually with 11, not 10 people, because the 11th person ended up being a partner in the business of the 10th person. So we couldn't just let them not come along. So that's something that I said I will definitely have it full this week, but last week it didn't happen, but this week it did. So I'm really happy to have that intimate group with people here on the 20th of October. Lots happening end of October at my house. It's Lorraine's book, a workshop of Get Your Shit Together Before Christmas is at the Buckingham International, Nepean Highway, Hyatt, from 10 to 2. If you are interested in that, I'm sure she'll post it up in the UBS group today. Today is events day. So if you do have any events that you're hosting or that you want, she's already done it. Okay, so that's cool. So look out for her name, and then she would have registration details there. So do let everyone know of what events are happening around your city, because the group is national. There is people from every single city, town, and Lorraine's just saying it's nearly booked out. Okay, so what other questions do you have, guys? What are you curious about knowing? I might actually, the people that are online, I might be able to show you. Oh no. Nah. Okay, I'll show you one area where we put up the UBS events, so that you know. Gosh, lots of people messaging me here. I got to sort that out afterwards. Okay, in this events tab on the Ultimate Business Support Group, we have got Adelaide, which is happening this week, I believe. Let's just click into it. I think it's on the 8th. Linda said, from 6:30 to 9 p.m. at La Scala Cafe, Restaurant and Pizzeria. From 6:30 to 9. So that's Adelaide's UBS event. And later on in the month, I'll just go back. We have got the Melbourne one, which I think Stuart put up the other day. Sydney's going to go up soon. And, oh, look at the number of members. 11,111. That's a lot of ones. That's interesting. Geez. Okay, let me see what when Melbourne is. Melbourne is, I believe, 29th of October, Thursday. Christine Canberra, question mark on Periscope. Yes, well, Tim Arnold, who was put his hand up to want to host in Canberra, he is hopefully going to turn up to our mentoring call on Wednesday, and he was the one that wanted to said, I want to host, be part of Canberra. So I need to touch base with him. We've got our mentoring call this Wednesday. I mentor the leaders of every city to obviously be successful at running these in every city. So I'll keep you posted. I haven't touched base with him, but now that I'm properly back on board and able to, follow up all of these things, hopefully Canberra will be happening in the next month or so. Here's Melbourne. Melbourne is 29th of October, 6:30 to 9:30. And we've got the gorgeous Francesca Moy, who is going to be coming from Brisbane. Now, Francesca's also coming down because I'm running the 2-day Ultimate Brand Accelerator Masterclass. So that is 28th and 29th, and we thought we'd use the same venue, which is the Quest in Doncaster. After the 2-day masterclass, I will be, having her along. She'll speak at the masterclass as well as in the evening. She is the meetup queen, so I really look forward to learning some tips from her. And me and her will be launching UBS in Brisbane. So on the 4th of November, I'll be going up there early November for 10 days, and her and I will launch it, and then we'll find someone who will be the leader of UBS Brisbane. But for those of you that actually don't know what the masterclass is, this is an amazing opportunity to come to 2 full days of training and spend working on your personal brand. So let me just, guys, find the page here, which is here. I've got already about 40 people coming along, and I've got the pretty page set up here. This is my all of the attendees. Amazing. It's going to be so much fun creating lots of content for it, lots of games. Like these are the attendees so far. Here we go. Let me click into that. So it's 2 full days, and I might put this in the chat box. Let's have a look. Copy. My computer's a bit slow today. It's a little bit, and the chat box. If you want to look up the pretty page, this is the link of it. I always call them pretty pages. Here we go. Should come at your end. There's a link in the chat box there, but I think it might come up here as well. All right. So why and who is that for? Well, pretty much everyone is their business, and they need to be representing themselves the best way possible. And how do you do that, and how do you grow your personal brand? Because people buy people at the end of the day, and that is why I'm very passionate about helping people do that successfully, because at the end of the day, it's not so much what we sell or how we do it. It's like the person that we are and the people that want to come and actually have their problem solved by us and our business. This is very slow coming up, but I'll just let it come up while we're talking through. So you guys are very quiet this morning, like no questions, no comments, no inquiries. Did the money stuff actually make you feel, oh, I'm not doing that, or maybe anything that I've said that's prompted an interest? Come on. Otherwise I'll finish the call earlier, because I host these for you guys so I can answer all of your questions, and to ensure that you've got the tools that you need to go through for the week. So I'll just tell you what I'm doing this week. This week, as I said, I'm wrapping up the quarter. I'm paying my GST, which is always a very big bill, but that's cool. That's just a really good way to know that your business is doing well when you're paying lots of GST, lots of tax. I am going to set my goals, and I'm speaking at Secret Girls Business tomorrow night with Josie Kersey, who's hosting an event for me in Lygon Street. I've got a couple of webinars. So I'm doing a webinar with Russell, who's going to be representing my Ultimate 48-Hour Author brand and running a couple of introductory events himself. And then I'm going to be doing another webinar, most likely Thursday night, but we haven't announced that yet because Stuart needs to set it all up and put it out there. Lots of exciting things. End of this month, this is going to be 5 full days of training. It's going to be the VIP marketing day, and then Robert Curry and I did a whole tour around the country, and we're running our masterclass, the Ultimate Marketing Masterclass, and with an intimate group. And then the Brand Accelerator, which is after that. So 3 lots of training with completely different content. And I'm preparing all my PowerPoints and all that sort of stuff. Okay, Nat, can I call you today? Yes, Davika, call me anytime. I'm in calls between 11 and 2, but outside of those times, I'll be free to chat, absolutely. Rory, do I know anything about crowdsourcing? You're welcome. No, I don't know too much about crowdsourcing. I know some people do it really well. I've kind of not attempted, but have looked into it, but never went through the whole process to actually make it happen. So I'm not your girl, unfortunately, to tell you much about crowdsourcing. I know some people do it really, really well. And have funded a lot of different things. But definitely, you're just saying, I'm going to attempt to do it myself and master it. There's probably some awesome ebooks you can download from Amazon, or even just Google it, and you might be able to download some information so you know how to get started. But definitely, oh, here we go. Okay, Ian McIntosh is very good at it. And he's on the call at the moment now, and he said, pass on my details if you like, Natasha, crowdsourcing. Because, yeah, Ian, I think, has done it before. Fantastic. Yeah, Ian is also part of our Ultimate Business Support Group. I might send, because I'm friends with both of you guys, I might send a message, a 3-way message between the 3 of us, and you can go off and have a conversation. There you go. I told you guys there would be someone on the call that knows the answer. I'm not the one that knows absolutely everything. I just try to connect you with as many things as possible. Cool. Yes, I know. You guys are already says, just so you know, I'm Reardon on Facebook. I know, because we friended each other. And I know you've got a shorter name. Thank you. Thanks for sharing that. Awesome. Laugh out loud. Cool. All right, guys. So we're coming close to 9:30. Those are all the comments and questions. It's gonna be a hot week here. Still another 2 or 3 days of really hot, over 30-degree weather. Luckily, in the morning I get the shade in my office, but the afternoon gets pretty hot. So this is my first experience of how the office operates on the hot days since we moved into this house 3 weeks ago. I'm really, really enjoying it, really enjoying all the space and the clarity that I have in my beautifully set up office. Christine says, bring on that pool. I know we would have loved to have the pool yesterday and the day before, but I'm sure before we know it, the festive season, I guess my deadline is 1st of December for everything to be here. My new couch, the pool, the surrounding area, and us setting up that Christmas tree. Actually, this year we're going to set up 2 Christmas trees because we're going to buy a new one, a bigger one for our new house because our old one's like 25 or more years old, and that one can go in another area because we've got a huge house, so make it even more Christmassier. I can't believe I'm talking about that already. Wow. All right, so I'm starving. I'm going to go have my breakfast because I slept in. I don't know about you. Who has been sleeping in? Because because obviously we're an hour forward now, and so really it's now 8:26. I've literally got up 20 minutes before we got on this call because I just couldn't wake up. And last night I stayed in. It's Christine on Periscope says we slept in, so did the kids. Yeah, my son slept in first day back at school in Victoria. And everyone's like an hour, that hour. And last night I stayed up till 1 o'clock because I normally stay up till about midnight. So that was crazy. But whatever. Rory says, not me. Peace out. All right, guys. Have an awesome week. It's been great to connect with you. We'll be back here again next week. Bring more questions. That's my feedback to you. Otherwise, I will talk about whatever is relevant and going on in our world, and obviously any insights that I feel I need to share with you. I have had an awesome time. This always gets me going and excited about the week ahead. I'm actually only planning to do heavily work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and actually take Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday off because I think I did my fair share of work the previous 12 days. So time for a bit of a chill out. All right. Have an awesome morning. Happy Monday, and go smash it out. Bye.